So in today's lecture, we have with us Dr. T.K. Mishra, and he'll be taking your session today. So in his last discussion, sir, you spoke about on how to address the quest for completeness, concentration, control, confidence, clarity, connect, conquer. So today you are going to talk on how COVID reinvented core happiness values. Generally, people always see the negative side of it. But today we will hear from you how positive minded people can look at it. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Shanskriti. Uh, First of all, let me welcome you all and wish you a happy Shivratri. All the participants, a very important day, indeed a very important day for all of us, because Shivratri depicts a cosmic dance of fusion, a cosmic dance of fusion leading to evolution, leading to creation, leading to transformation. Okay. And as we define God in terms of, God is generator, operator, and destroyer of the cosmos. So today is a very important day. So all of us are here for transformation, for evolution, for a new change. Now, in that context, I would like to discuss today the positive side of COVID. And to me, COVID has reinvented core values of happiness. We all have to appreciate that our looking at things should change. Not only the negative side, but we should be able to appreciate the positive side of anything. I tell my class also that, well, students would devote most of their time playing, games. Even in that, they are, they develop their skills, okay, and their muscles, their health. So there is a positive aspect in that also. Maybe they are not able to do well in their studies, but somewhere, they are doing well. So that is the positive side of looking at things. So with that, intent, I'm trying to discuss today the positive side of the positive impact of, COVID. And, this COVID or this coronavirus has reinvented, this is one, reinvented, the culture of philanthropy in India. The new generation, the new generation and older philanthropists are experimenting with newer models of giving back. We are generally in a habit of, condemning the younger generation that they are not sincere, irresponsible, not focused on studies, etc., etc. But look here. Nowadays, we can notice that the younger generation wants to begin the career itself with giving back. They want to do something, service to the society. All the new startups, okay, social entrepreneurship has come up in a big way. We must notice all these changes. The recent announcement, of, you must have noticed in the newspaper, 425 crores has been donated to Indian Institute of Science, for, creating a hospital, building a 300-bed hospital and a research center. Okay. The 4 young people, Shushmita, Subrato Bagchi, Radha, and N.S. Parthsarthi. You must have heard of Ashok Suta, a wonderful company. The name of the company is Happiest Minds Technologies Limited. which experienced 5 times oversubscription of the initial public offering, 5 times more. It's a great news those days. Okay, Ashok Soota, a senior person, he announced 200 crore for medical research to a non-profit entity. Okay, now Chris and Sudha Gopala, all these are names I have noted, had announced 225 crores for brain research at Indian Institute of Science. Elon Musk, the richest person on this earth, Elon Musk, he donated $5.7 billion for charitable purposes. $5.7 billion is a huge, a colossal amount. I remember 15, 20 years back, Indian government was trying tooth and nail to get a loan from IMF for $5 billion. And IMF was dictating terms that unless you do structural reforms, we are not going to pay. Imagine IMF giving to the nation $5 billion. Now this fellow alone, CEO of Tesla, he has donated $5.7 billion. Okay. The new startup where Nitin and Nikhil Zerodha committed $100 million for climatic, entrepreneurship over 10 years of span of period. There is a organization called, they have created an organization, a consortium kind of thing, the Giving Pledge. In that, Melinda Gates and our Indian stalwarts like Ajim Premji, Kiran Shaw Wallace, and even our Narayan Murthy, all these big people have joined that pool. Okay, the name of that group is the Giving Pledge. Okay, so all these things, tells us that earlier this culture was not there. It has revived, and the credit goes to the crisis, COVID crisis, where everyone started speaking from the bottom of the heart and trying to solve the problem, help the poor. Okay. Next, second value is empathy. Empathy training. During lockdown, several enterprises continued to pay their employees, if you remember. Okay. Various NGOs, religious institutions, they came forward, to distribute food and medical kits and several things. Okay. And even government had an empathetic attitude that all the projects delays were sanctioned. Okay, I mean, your terms of period is enhanced. Okay, and even the tasks were liberalized. This was another, we could see empathy. Third thing is resilience. We need to appreciate the role played by IT sector. Adopting newer technologies, okay, and meet the requirements of online classes like cloud, blockchain, artificial intelligence, machine learning, all these things. Organizational resilience, business resilience, startups resilience. Indian hospitals, they were not expecting this kind of havoc, but they adjusted, the corona beds and things like that. We should not forget all these things. Think of our tourism industry, badly hit, but they have also shown resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity or grow from the challenges. Now look at these two values, empathy and resilience. Values can be classified broadly into two. One is eternal values, another is transitory values. Empathy is eternal values. Okay, eternal values are those which does not change from time to time. It remains, even it was there in the past, it is relevant today, and tomorrow also it will be there. Those are called eternal values. So empathy is one of them. Respect, love, discipline, all these are eternal values. Okay. Resilience is transitory values. Transitory values means from time to time, as per the requirement of the society, as per the needs, you have to change yourself. You have to adapt yourself. You have to be flexible. So that is, resilience. So we both have, we experienced both eternal values and transitory values. These two, both these values were revived, okay, reinvented. Next is the flow values. Mihale's book is on flow. Happiness is very much, needed by having, flow concept. He has, elaborately explained that when you are in flow, then you are lost in that particular activity. You are so much involved. He has given example. Mihale has given several examples. Even in a lawn tennis, while you are playing, you are fully concentrated on the game and you enjoy to the maximum, provided the opponent is not very strong. The gap of skill should not be huge between the two players. They enjoy like that. So we were in flow all throughout, a joyful state of mind, okay, which is required to reach a goal. It is a challenging activity. This we experienced. Our schools, colleges, everywhere you could see, that there was a flow, and in that, the parents, teachers, students, the educator, all cooperated like anything. Even the doctors, the health workers, they were in a flow. This was another value which we could notice. Yet another is environmental values. People realized the importance of and power of nature, importance as well as power of nature, and how we have neglected it in the past. That also, there was a self-realization that no, there was a rethinking as to what we are doing, why are we doing, how are we doing. Okay. So natural intelligence was considered more important, which we had forgotten. Naturally, we were giving due importance to artificial intelligence. But beyond that, we should also consider natural intelligence. This we realized during COVID times. Now, sometimes, people say that why natural intelligence and why not, artificial intelligence, which has the capacity to grow and expand and, do a lot of things. So one fellow, I was listening to some TED Talks. One fellow asked someone that which has more intelligence, a dog or artificial intelligence, or say robot, a dog or a robot? Now you'll be surprised. The other person answered that the dog is far more intelligent than robot. Now why? Because he said that robot does not have the capacity to learn and grow. Whereas A dog has the capacity to learn and grow and be loyal also. A robot, you don't know whether it would be loyal to you or not. So that is the beauty that we realize. That is the importance that we realize of naturalistic intelligence. So environmental values was another thing that we could notice during this COVID time. Next is courage, an important value, because maybe most of us, we know what is right, what is wrong. We can always say that this particular act is right, this particular act is wrong. But speaking for the right, speaking against the wrong, for that we don't have courage. We would avoid, we would abstain from this particular duty. So you need to have courage. This was shown during COVID times that, so many people from students and so many people from, health workers, okay, they have shown the courage to come up and help the needy. I remember I was talking to one ISKCON people. They said that, we distributed so many million people, food to so many million people. Okay, we use drones also to distribute food to those who were, living in 20th floor or 30th floor. Through drones, they distributed food packets. Okay, so all these institutions, they had the courage to come up. They couldn't sit at home. Okay, so I mean, you could see that, so many deaths were taking place. We cannot forget. And the last rites, etc. Okay, so, and the economic adversity, another thing. People were losing jobs. They had the courage to find another job and do something for their survival. We cannot forget that. And the last point that I could notice, maybe you could notice many more points than me, but the last point was that traditional wisdom. We had absolutely forgotten that all those practices that we used to do earlier, either we did not consider their importance, or it naturally went out of practice because new things came, old thing became obsolete. So traditional wisdom, we could know the importance of building our immune system, immunity, and how? Through yoga, pranayam, all those things, which were not considered so important. Every family, every individual started thinking that regard, and they could get enough time sitting at home during lockdown to practice that. A wonderful thing. Okay, they could also understand the importance of traditional herbs. Okay, started drinking kahwa. Okay, and neem, etc. All these things became relevant all of a sudden. The credit goes to COVID. We had perhaps forgotten all those things. And this is why I'll quote one spiritual seeker. He says, I'll quote properly, published in the Times of India. Nature seems to be asking us to transform. Wonderful. She says, nature seems to be asking us to transform, go back to being our natural self, and embrace truth in our actions, thoughts, and deeds. If we do not learn lesson easily, nature appears to be determined to remove all imperfections that have seeped into our system, all imperfections. Okay, Now, to sum up, what have I spoken? I have talked about the values that have been revived, reinvented, you know, with this virus. First letter, if philanthropy, P, empathy, E, resilience, R, flow, F, environmental values, E, courage, C, traditional wisdom, T. Perfect. That makes perfect. So that is in that context, Meena Om says that, nature appears to be determined to correct the imperfections that has seeped into our system. Okay. And for your convenience, in my class, I was discussing that in order to be perfect, you should have three things. One is insightfulness, I, A, altruistic, and M, motivated. So I am, AM, altruistic and motivated. So you can say I am perfect. If you have all these qualities, you are charitable also, you are in flow also, you have resilience also, you have courage also, and you are practicing traditional wisdom also. All these put together makes you a perfect person. Okay. So I think that is all that I had to say, and I expect your reaction on it. Okay.
Sir, can you please explain the philanthropy? I mean,
Okay. Wonderful. Philanthropy is, when you think of others beyond your own interest, you think that, philanthropy gives you the true purpose of living. Okay. Maybe you're a big businessman. Maybe you are a good, successful professionals. But okay, that is giving you a meaning that, okay, Mr. So and so, Ambani is a huge, big businessman. But even Ambani, he would sometimes think that, is it the purpose of my life? Then he would say no. The purpose, he would understand that I should be charitable. Okay. And therefore, all these people, even Bill Gates, etc., all, I quoted one, Elon Musk, the richest man, giving $5.7 billion, not million, $billion for charitable. This is the right example. The most successful person giving highest donation. Look at Ajim Premji, the most successful person in India and giving the highest amount of donation, more than other people. Narayan Murthy, all these people. So this culture has revived philanthropy, number one. And the peculiar thing that we have noticed that, we keep blaming youngsters. Earlier what used to happen, कि जब हम बड़े हो जाएंगे, पैसा हो जाएगा, तब हम दान पुण्य, बिरला टाटा मंदिर बनाना शुरू किया when they got lot of money. But nowadays, young people, they want to start their career with philanthropy. Give back, social entrepreneurship. So all Zerodha, so many startups I can name, they are, donating money, and uh, they are donating in areas which have been underfinanced areas, like brain research, okay, or say climate or genetics, or all such areas which have not been financed adequately. These people are donating there. So a new culture of philanthropy has evolved, which was at a dormant state earlier. That's all I have to say, Manisha.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. Preeti here.
Yeah, yeah.
So I can say that today's topic is really close to my heart also, because I think we all have evolved a lot in the last 2 to 3 years, and I'm really happy about today's topic, the way you've told. And yeah, I'm not perfect. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but yes, a bit of everything that I A M PERFECT we have actually imbibed slowly in the last 2 to 3 years. So especially I'll just say, maybe quote one incident or one part of this thing. Maybe initially in 2020 when all this started, so we were here in Bangalore and my parents were in Hyderabad. So obviously nobody was able to meet each other. We were all in that midst of a pandemic. So my mother used to start feeling depressed, and she used to say things like, don't know whether we'll be able to meet or not, or how things will be, and all those things. So that's when in fact I used to motivate her, and I used to say everything will be fine, we will meet, and things will improve. Now we are learning many things, and we used to discuss on a daily basis. So we were learning small things like sanitizing everything that was coming in. So we used to talk about that, and I used to tell her, she used to tell me, ask me a few things. So it was like motivating or encouraging them on a daily basis. So that was one thing. We actually got close to our family members also, not just parents, but even extended family members. We started talking to them more often. We started talking to friends more often, and maybe motivating them, and telling them to be positive about everything. And also things like we have to take care, we have to take precautions, so that everyone else is also actually coming up. And we were seeing so many deaths around, so just motivating with small things, so that had become important. Then on a daily basis also, yeah, as you mentioned, sir, like we started looking at things like we need to help us, we need to help the mates. So in our apartment also, I actually started this. I circulated on WhatsApp, we have to keep giving salary to mates, how many ever months it is, not just 1 month or 2 months. So that way we came to a conclusion that we will pay them not just 25% or 50%, but we will pay them full salary, even if it is two. Initially it was 1 month, then 2 months. So we actually convinced everybody, and I think they came back only by October, November or something. But even though we were working at home, we were doing all their work, but we continued giving them the salary. So those things actually we did on maybe at a small scale, even though it was for the apartment. But yeah, it was kind of encouraging others also to think about others, so poor people, or uh, just help others. So that was the positive thing. So even I feel I have learned personally a lot, and improved a lot. And for that matter, even my son or daughter, they were having online classes, so they worked on that. We also worked with them. And then my son started doing coding. He started developing coding skills, though he's just 11-year-old. So even though they were not actually fully into that school mode, this is something new that they learned. So I was happy about that. Fine, no issues. They are learning something new. My daughter is just 4.5. She was just 2.5 when all this started. So she, after looking at tab, initially we used to feel why they're looking at tab, why they're seeing mobile always, but we didn't have any other option. They were not allowed to go out. So we had to allow that, but we started looking at positives. They were learning skill. She started learning English really well by looking at those videos and all. So that was the positive of it. Though they didn't go to school, she didn't go to school fully, but yeah, she started improving on that. And we started having meetings with family members, with friends, just to have that positivity around. So I yeah, so it's like I'm feeling very happy to talk about all these things, the positive effect of this. Though yeah, we had many bad news, many things, but how to deal with that, how to overcome that, and have positivity. I think that's one thing which we learned. And thank you, sir, that was a good topic, and it's really good to talk about it.
Oh, Preeti, you have done wonders. I mean, all of us must be appreciating the way you shared your own personal experience, not from anywhere, studying and reading and quoting. but you experience whatever you experience yourself, you have shared. I'm really grateful to you. Number one. Number two, the outcome was that you led a full life, complete life within, incomplete world. You led a full life. You have no regrets, and you must be proud of the way you handled all those situations, and you helped your mommy and everyone. Source of your, great pleasure, huge pleasure and satisfaction. Okay. Now, we should try to notice the developments that are taking place. Okay. Like, when we do, mental work, okay, quiz, etc. Okay. Mental exercise, physical exercise. Okay. You go out, you go to gym and okay. Don't we need to do our heart exercises also? I wonder. I mean, I'm not sure, but I think if we explore it properly, all those who are falling victim of heart ailments, okay, and they need to go for surgery, etc. Perhaps they have not used their heart well, okay, underused, underused heart, okay. Along with mind and your body, you need to do proper exercises of your heart, emotional exercises, which you have shown just now, all those things, okay. uh, good, good to know all that. Okay, anyone else who would like to say, share, like Preeti shared just now? I'll just add one more thing, that what all are we trying? Somewhere I read that, in due course of exploration, she said that I am searching for my own tribe. I am searching for my own tribe. The fact that you joined our course, the fact that I announced this course, all these things, the reason behind that was that I was looking for people like you, my own tribe. Okay. You also perhaps continued with the course, so regular with the course that, I mean, you found the discussions, the feelings, the emotions, all, very close to your heart, and you liked it, and so perhaps you thought that maybe this is my own tribe. So I mean, this is how we keep analyzing things, that how things are moving. Okay, very good. Anyone else?
गुड इवनिंग सर।
Good evening. Good evening.
आज मुझे लगा शिवरात्रि है, मुझे ध्यान ही नहीं रहा, सो आई केम लेट, सो आई अपोलोजाइज एंड फॉर द लॉस। और सर ज्यादा बड़ा काम तो नहीं, लेकिन हमारे घर के बिल्कुल पीछे एक पार्क है, तो मुझे एक दिन ऐसे ही ख्याल आया कि हम क्यों ना पार्क में रेगुलर पानी, जो पौधे भी हैं और खासकर पक्षियों के लिए, तो एक छोटा सा हमने बर्तन रखा, और जो फिल्टर की पतली सी नाली आती है, तो उसको वहां पे ट्रांसफर कर दिया। एंड आई हैव सीन दैट जस्ट विद इन मींस 2-3 days so many birds were there, dogs, cats और squirrels, rats, जो भी वहां पूरे पार्क का ना वहां पे सेंटर हो गया। एंड आई फेल्ट सो नाइस अबाउट दैट। और उसके आसपास जितने पौधे भी थे वो भी काफी अच्छे ग्रो कर गए हैं, तो अच्छा लगता है सर।
Oh, wonderful. Well, another learning. अगर आप अपने प्यार से नॉन स्पीकिंग एनिमल्स, उनका प्यार पा सकते हैं, तो अगर आप सिमिलर प्यार ह्यूमन बीइंग के साथ करें, तो आपको कितना रिटर्न मिलेगा? You can imagine. This is an example. Hare Krishna ji said that, if animal can respond like that, birds can respond like that, why won't human beings? They would also respond. You just have to have that empathy, that, sense of caring, love, affection, all those things, they will come to your fold. You will have so many people around you, and they would love to be with you. Okay, as birds are there, she is giving company to Hari Krishna. Similarly, so many people will give good company to you also. And this is not theoretical thing, but practical thing that we have, witnessed with Hari Krishna ji. Okay, wonderful. Anyone else? Yes, Sanskriti, you want to ask something?
No, sir. So, if anybody, if everybody is done, then we can maybe conclude the session. But before concluding, I have a few questions from you, sir. If you may allow me to ask. Yeah.
Please go
So,
ahead.
sir, this being your last class for the third batch of happiness, so we would like to know what inspired you to start this course.
Oh, very fundamental question. To me, the primary purpose of education should be to help people lead a happier and a more fulfilling life. Okay. Well, I doubted that the present education system is making students or teachers happier and more fulfilling. This troubled me. This troubled me. And therefore, I did several courses, happiness courses from various universities of the world. And then I got some insights. I had a background of values, ethics, being the director of Ethics Center for so long, okay, published so many things. But I found that, all those courses in the world, they are missing out a wonderful, a very, very important thing, that is values. Nowhere in the world they thought of values-based happiness. And this is the only thing that would be lasting, that would be appreciated by others, and this will give you complete satisfaction, the meaning of life and the purpose of life, both. Okay, so it has to be values-based. Okay. Now my worry was that, if you are successful, and even if you are very smart, okay, I mean, you are a good professional, okay, then despite that, why you have a spotty relationship with happiness? You are so successful and smart, still not very happy. This irked my mind, that there needs to be exploration. Okay, there needs to be exploration, that why, there is a small positive relationship between, wealth and happiness. Why a small positive relationship between wealth and happiness? Well, with those ideas, I began to work on this. I started this course. I got support from my faculty members. All those who were my student, they knew me properly. They came out fully, and, they tried their level best to deliver, and, I had an imagination that, teachers who deliver wisdom, knowledge, everything, they should come first. I should, address teachers first, and those teachers would, transmit the same thing to the students. In that, I was very successful. Even in this course, I'm having all those teachers a source of my satisfaction. Okay, a great source of my satisfaction. That, and All these people have contributed a lot. So not with complete satisfaction, but a reasonable satisfaction, I would be closing this match. And that is also important, that because if you get full satisfaction, that means you will relax, and you will think that you have served your purpose. Now you should withdraw and stop and things like that. But partial satisfaction again motivates you to innovate, to come out with new things, try out and mobilize more people, keep experimenting. Okay, all these things you learn only when you are partially satisfied, and that is what I've experienced here. Okay, Sanskriti.
Thank you so much, sir. So that was actually my second question also, that how satisfied you are with the outcome. And I can see that you are pretty satisfied. But I know whenever I have discussions with you, I know that you have every time a new idea coming in your mind. And I'm sure that you have many such ideas and many such activities planned for the next batch. And I'm so glad that the ideas came into your mind, and we all plan to actually start the third batch also and successfully complete that also. So thank you so much, sir. It was a wonderful lecture today, and it's always good to hear and very soothing to hear you speaking on any topic. So, and thank you so much to all the participants. It was really nice to hear experiences from you. If you have any question from sir, you can please go ahead and ask the questions. Or if you want to share anything, you can please do that. Any queries, any doubts, you can please go ahead and ask from sir.
Hello, sir. This is Madhushri.
Okay.
I would like to speak. Actually, it is very hard for me to talk on this topic, especially upon COVID, because I lost my father due to COVID. And still now I'm a bit emotional. But this is the day which I would like to share over here. I know nobody is going to judge me for anything. So that was the last day when I was performing his last rite. So one lesson I learned from there, while I was waiting for his turn, this another family was standing over there, and all were just men, and we two girls were there because हम दोनों लड़कियां हैं, और मीन्स दोनों ही बेटियां थी उनकी, बेटियां हैं उनकी. So he raised us as his son. So it was upon us to perform his last rite. So we were waiting there, and this whole family of men were standing over there. So my father always told me that whatever may be the situation, you should be grateful that somebody in this earth is not as much what I will say privileged. Means you are definitely you are privileged than someone else in this world. So वहाँ पे मैं खड़ी रही, और मैं और मेरी बहन खड़ी रही, और वो उनका जो फैमिली पास में आके वो भी खड़े हुए. So we were applying the sanitizer during the COVID time. We were even in the crematorium. We were thinking about keeping ourselves safe. So उनके फैमिली से एक जन आके बोलते हैं कि जल्दबाजी में मैंने अपना सैनिटाइजर का बॉटल मैं छोड़ के आ गया, तो कैन यू गिव अस. सो हमने दिया. देने के बाद जस्ट आई आस्क्ड हिम कि कौन है, किन के लिए आप यहाँ पे आए हैं. दैट डे दैट पर्सन ही टोल्ड मी दैट दिस इज माय मदर. सो we were a bit उनकी उम्र कितनी थी, we were asking that type of question, how long she suffered, that was. So he told us that एक हफ्ते पहले ही हम यहाँ पे आए थे अपने पिताजी को उनके अंतिम संस्कार के लिए, and just 1 week after that we are coming again here to just perform the last rite of my mother. So that day, in fact we were very much what I'll say, हम लोगों की भी कंडीशन बहुत खराब थी, but we realized that day, at least we have our mother with us. She was not with us there because she was not in a position to be there at that moment of time. And वहां पे जाके मेरे पापा की वो सीख मुझे याद आई कि you are always privileged, but at least you have something to be grateful for. I'm sorry, I'm a bit emotional.
Okay, Madhushri. Okay.
So I would like to say, sir, कि this course might have many of us have not reacted to your lecture, or maybe haven't responded so well, but you don't know how much you have changed our life. I'm very grateful. I'm coping up with that loss till date. I'm trying to be normal once again, but you will never realize that you have changed us in so many ways. I'm sorry, but I got a bit emotional.
Okay, Madhushri, just cool down. Okay, cool down,
Yeah.
cool down. Uh, you have, practically broken us, all of us, all of us. You know, we share our feelings with you. And at the same time, I would request you to realize that, you are blessed with extraordinary courage to bear this huge loss. It's a huge loss in anyone's family, in anyone's life. Okay, but you could bear all that, and you have coming to the class. Kindly take note of this, that uh, God has been very kind on you to have blessed with such an extraordinary courage. Okay, that you have come to the class and you expressed it, your feelings and everything. It doesn't happen with ordinary people. Ordinary people. Okay, so first of all, we should be thankful to the Almighty. And time is the best healer. I hope you would recover as early as possible. We all are wishing that. Okay, and
actually, to talk about him once again, it's I'm still now I'm coping. Easy नहीं है because अभी एक साल भी नहीं हुआ है, लेकिन I always try to focus upon his teachings and whatever the time we have spent together. Even just we remember him.
Okay, Madhushri, Madhushri, even in that particular moment, won't you appreciate yourself that in that very moment also, on the cremation side, you could share your sanitizer with other person, Okay.
Yes, sir.
So,
And for that sanitizer, I came to know about his story. And I would like to share one more thing, that I found one group in Facebook. And this girl, Saba Khan, she used to stay in America, and she lost her father in COVID. So she started this page, or rather a group of, it's a closed group. And every Sunday she is organizing this meditation, online meditation camp, and this, I mean, a session where all the members of those group can join, and this group is exclusively for those people who have lost their near or dear ones in COVID. So I came to know about a person who is trying, despite her own loss, she is trying to, लोगों के लिए सहानुभूति है उनके भीतर, and she's tried, she all over the world, people from various countries are joining that group, though the number is increasing, and that is very बहुत ही दुखदायक है, लेकिन फिर भी इन सब लोगों को एक साथ वो ला पाई है. Initially it was started with 2 people, and now the number is near about 13,000 or more. I mean, so people from different part of the world during this pandemic came up with new idea, new creativity, and I mean, they are definitely we all practice this resilience and empathy. So I mean, I'm thankful to all those people who have shown their courage during this pandemic. And of course, sir, I'm thankful to this course. Means it changed a lot. I have learned many things from you and other faculties. Especially, I would like to thank Sanskriti madam. I have learned how to engage student in her class. Means with all those quizzes and all, it was wonderful experience. Thank you, sir.
Well, when the student is ready, teacher is there. Okay. So you have been a very wonderful student, and that's why you learned so many things. You have sense of appreciation for the teachers and everything. So
and definitely, I would like to thank all my fellow participants. Means though many times I was not actively participating because the time span, that is from 4 to 5 p.m. It's usually I remain in my college, and or might be I was traveling. So to keep that mic on is not possible always. But Harikishni madam, Sujata madam, and Preeti madam, all means Nitin ji, everybody, means whoever was there in the class, I learned each and every day something or the other. Thank you, thanks a lot. Means and अभी ये खत्म हो रहा है ना कोर्स, तो सच में हम लोग को मीन्स डेफिनेटली मेरे फेलो पार्टिसिपेंट भी ये महसूस करेंगे कि हम सबको बहुत खराब लग रहा है लेकिन वी हैव लर्न अ लॉट. थैंक यू सर.
हमें भी खराब लग रहा. We are also feeling we'll be missing you always. Okay. Yeah, Sanskriti.
Like that was very, very supporting of you to share something like this, and it actually made me also. So I just had goosebumps. So I can only and only imagine what you're going through, and I'm actually very weak in all this. So uh, uh, that is something that like hats off to you, and I just take care of yourself. That's all I can say. Please take care of yourself, and I know that you will be fine soon. You'll be able to recover from it, and we are also two daughters, and that's the constant fear that I have when I see my parents. So God bless everyone, and thank you so much everyone. It was a wonderful course, and thank you so much, sir. Thank you to everyone. um, we hope that it was an amazing journey for all of you. Thank you for being a part of it. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.